I want to tell every human that every human is suicidal.
17 minutes to 9 o'clock. Sibo and Mo in the morning. Time now for our conversation on World Suicide Prevention Day, which will be celebrated on the 10th of September this year. The day represents a global commitment to focus attention on suicide prevention. This year's theme is creating hope through action, reflects the need for collective action to address this urgent public health issue. Joining us in studio again, clinical psychological counselor Edwina Mensah-Husselmann from Geluk Psychology Services for more on the importance of World Suicide Prevention Day. Edwina, good morning.
Good
morning. Good to see you. It's been a while. We definitely did miss you here on the Sibo and Mo. It's
Thank you,
it's
Mo.
like Edwina's phone's weggegooi. It's like me chilling. No, because all I hear is Edwina's on other people's shows now.
It's so true. I'm
so
a
true.
99 girl.
No, Edwina, this is a very interesting conversation that we're going to be having. Please describe to us what the suicide rate in Namibia, what that landscape looks like at the current moment.
This topic is depressing to say the least, yet very important.
It is very important, yeah.
So let us get business out of the way.
Okay.
The stats, which is old, archaic. We researched yesterday in preparation of the psychoeducation, and it's still statistics of way back 2019. Yet this year, January to May, the suicide rate was 679. That is all we could find in Namibia. And 559 of those were men. And women, 91. And children, we think children don't have problems, 29. That's the statistics. So we know that males, the portion of males that commit suicide is double than that of women. And we know gender plays a pivotal role when it comes to suicide. So we had, during that same period, January 2021 to May 2022, that's all the states that I could find, 18 male minors and 11 female minors that died due to suicide. This means we lose someone to suicide every day in Namibia. Worldwide, we lose every 40 seconds a human being due to suicide. And this morning I read that in all the world wars, all the people that we've lost, we still can't outnumber the number of humans we lost due to committing, that means killing themselves.
Right. That's a huge
as a result of suicide.
Just from the stats that you just provided, is there a reason to explain why male suicides are higher than generally female and children? Is there a reason behind that?
Hello, Mo. Answers. Dearest male. Males are more
macho and egotistical and
keep on and
there's a lot of pressure and
and aggressive.
I heard something and I shared it with Sibo once, and it said that when somebody thinks of suicide, when somebody wants to commit suicide, they generally don't want to kill themselves. There's something within them that they want to kill, not necessarily themselves.
Yes.
There's just that one thing that I'm like, you know what, this thing here is too much for me.
Yes.
To what extent is that statement true?
Both.
Right.
There is something on the inner you want to kill, a part of yourself, and also on the outside in your environment, a part of your outer exterior self. So both are true. Something you want to kill, and something is too painful to carry, and something is unbearable, and for you it's the only option out in that moment in time.
Right.
So definitely Yes and no.
Yes
it's
and no.
inside and outside. Always a combination.
Right.
Nature and nurture.
Before we pivot to the day, that is September 10th, just quickly, how does suicide manifest differently between the groups, between male, females, and children, or men, women, and children?
With men, it is more common, as we
Right.
said, double as common as the rest of the population. Also, it is more aggressive. Men usually would use more aggressive tools, dangerous tools, to attempt to commit suicide,
Right.
and they mean business. So it is shooting yourself, taking a knife, driving your car off the rails against a tree, hanging yourself, and so forth. So women and children have less access to these dangerous tools, or they choose less these dangerous tools. That is, at the end of the day, very, very potent and
Right.
effective. For example, the knives, the guns, and so forth. Men have generally more access in terms of those things. So women and children would usually opt for the hanging, the pills, the suffocating. Men would even gas themselves in cars and so forth.
Right. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, but when we do come back, we're going to look at the World Suicide Prevention Day, which we are commemorating and celebrating to just really bring awareness. And Edwina is going to give us all the deeds on that one on the other side of BNX and Buju. No, BGNX and Buju featuring Wizkid in many ways. 8 minutes to 9 o'clock, we are talking World Suicide Prevention Day, what that means and what is going on. Edwina, if you know, how does one know when the right time is to ask for help? So if I'm having these thoughts and I'm going through this, I'm having this experience, is there even such a thing as like, when is the right time to go out and say, I need help, guys?
The minute life doesn't make sense, the minute you lose your taste, your appetite for life, the minute you feel, I'm done, I've had it, I'm tired, that minute, that second, you seek help.
I need help because I'm tired of SIBO.
Ooh, that's a topic for another day.
Yeah, no, I definitely get it. Where does one go for help? Where you can feel safe and know that whatever you disclose will be kept confidential?
The next human that you feel generally comfortable with in your life is the go-to. It doesn't have to be a professional, as long as you reach out and say, Edwina, you are done. Get help before you lose it, before you cross over, before you lose your grip, your control on yourself and your life.
Right. Do you have any advice to those listening right now?
I want to tell every human that every human is suicidal. It's like always when we discuss this topic, not me, never. I wasn't raised like this. I am religious. No, I've got it together. I'm telling you, as Edwina, as a human, every human is suicidal. And we gave it this bougie name, suicide. Who even remembers? It means deliberate killing of yourself. We all have that potential, and we have all thought about it directly, indirectly. Even if you feel tired, I don't want to be here in this moment or on earth or amongst these people. Watch out. That is the news flash I'm bringing today.
One last question before we let you go, Edwina. If somebody comes to me and I generally don't have something to say to them, how would you advise me? So I come to Edwina, I'm like, you and I are friends. I'm like, yo, this is how I feel. This is how I've been feeling. But you don't know the context, or you also don't know the extent. I'm also not explaining myself very well. What advice would you give me as somebody that is receiving somebody that comes to them with these thoughts and these positions that they find themselves wanting to kill themselves?
Mo, I've said that before. It's not magic to be human and to be kind and to be there.
Right.
You don't even have to say anything. We need to embrace one another with unconditional, positive regard, love, whatever we translate it. And every single move we make in life, especially in such a situation, should be out of love. And like it's being sold out there, hold the space for the person, then ensure the person is safe physically, emotionally, mentally, in privacy, in confiding in you. That's being wise. And then you take the next step of reaching out for more professional help, because it's definitely depression, poverty, and such psychosocial problems that lead us there, where our resources are depleted by the challenges of life, and we only have so much, and then we can lean on the next human if we can't do this by ourselves anymore, and we don't have to. That's why we are here in studio today.
That's why we're here in studio. Let's pivot a bit. September 10th, this coming Saturday, World Suicide Prevention Day. What do you have planned?
We have planned to remember, that's why we commemorate, all the people that lost hope. And we also commemorate giving hope to others.
Right.
Especially those who have were left behind by their people who killed themselves intentionally by suicide. So that is the game plan, to spread hope. And hope is, you cannot stop a human from killing him or herself. Yet we can try. That is the hope. We can try to stop this insanity of us all. We can try to help, to be kind, to support. That is hope, and to build faith. There is no tomorrow if there's no hope, and there's no hope if there's no faith, and there's no faith if there's no support, if there's no love. Amen.
Hi, there you have it, Edwina, Mensah-Husselmann, talking to us about the World Suicide Prevention Day. The one thing that did stand out is creating the space for each other, and that for me is something that I'm going to be practicing within my friends and circle, and also just for myself. Clinical psychologist Edwina Mensah-Husselmann talking to us from Geluk Psychology Services on the upcoming World Suicide Prevention Day, that is on September 10th. And on that note, Edwina, bye, thank you very much. Otto Pandula. Have a great day.
Amen. Thank you, Mo. It's always an honor and holy to moi to be here doing this with you.
Beautiful.